Bless you. Moving on to old business, under public hearing, we have first reading, consideration, action on the homebrew special events ordinance. Do I have a motion to waive the first reading and place it on our February 10th, 2014 agenda?
So moved, Mayor.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
A motion by Councilman Witt, seconded by Councilman Emmanuel. All those in favor signify by raising your right hand. That's 6 in favor. All those opposed, 0 opposed. The motion stands approved. Under new business, we have item A, consideration action on improvements to the town green. Erica, can you? We've been discussing this topic in work session for the past couple of work sessions, and before we made our motion tonight, I wanted to share some images with with the public. A couple of years ago, when I was on council, Mayor Oberholzer, we contracted with Winter Construction to do a visioning for the town green. We've started the vision for the town green, but we haven't completed it. And this is the concept design that Piper O'Brien and Winter Construction came up for with the city. You can see we have a stage area, which now we have our portable stage. This is a setup if we were to have a special event. It has the bricked crosswalk there at City Hall, and then along at the entrance at Oak Road and in the middle, and it has a welcome sign. It has landscaping and a small brick wall all the way around it. Can you just flip through for me, please, Erica? This is a close-up of the bandstand, which I don't believe we'll do now that we have the mobile stage. You can see some of the landscaping, and then the low brick wall was meant to match the decor of the City Hall, the brick and the cement that we have on City Hall, or stucco, or whatever. I don't know what it is. And this would be during a festival or an event. You can see the crosswalk, the brick pavers that are proposed for that area. The lighting we've already put under there. And then this is an aerial view. So I believe that we have a motion to take some action on this tonight. Councilman Howard?
Come on, stay on our microphone. Yes, what I'd like to do is make a motion that we continue to move forward, allow our city staff to call all the information from 2 or 3 years ago, start looking at ways to make that area, a little bit better than what it is, dress it up a little bit. I kind of think that's beginning to be more of a focal point in our city. So I'd like to make a motion for us to move forward with the SPLOST funds that have been set aside. We are not making any decisions on what to build, but we want to look at design through our planning and development folks and allow us to go ahead and make some improvements to that area. So that would be the motion I would be making for our planning department to call that information and make recommendations with regard to improvements.
For clarification, Councilman Howard, your motion then is to authorize staff to come up with some cost estimates and move forward with this. Is there a specific date you want to put on that for the recommendation?
Well, I would say as soon as is feasible. With the information we've currently got, Mr. Davis, where are you at? You here? With the information we've got, we could call something relatively quick. I'd say in the next 3-4 weeks. I'd say. Yeah, is that reasonable? Okay.
Our second meeting in February?
Second meeting in February should be fine.
Okay, there is a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Emmanuel. All those in favor signify by raising your right hand. 6 in favor. All those opposed, 0 opposed. The motion stands approved. Item B, consideration action on a resolution for Greater Eastside Chamber of Commerce. I believe we have a motion to postpone until February 10th. Is that correct, Councilwoman Bender?
Yes, Mayor, I'd like to postpone this one more time just due to all the upset that we continually have here. But I promise this will be the last postponement. We will go forward with it at the next council meeting. Thank you.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion by Councilman Bender, seconded by Councilman Howard. All those in favor of the motion as stated signify by raising your right hand. 6 in favor. All those opposed, 0 opposed. The motion stands approved. Postponed till February 10th. Item C, consideration action on approval of contract for design services of Briscoe Park Phase 2B and Briscoe Park Master Plan Update. We're moving forward with our Briscoe Park improvements. We do have SPLOST money in both the last SPLOST and in the current SPLOST coming in, so that we hopefully can complete Phase 2B and get a new master plan update for the remainder of the park. The park used to be a jewel of our city, and we're hoping to return it that way. Do I have a motion to approve a contract for design services for Phase 2B and for master plan update?
Madam Chair, I'll make a motion to approve to accept and award the contract for design services for the Briscoe Park Master Plan Update and the Briscoe Park Phase 2B to HDR Engineering Incorporated in the amount of $153,000.
There is a motion by Councilwoman Kraus. Is there a second? Second by Councilwoman Bender. All those in favor of the motion as stated signify by raising your right hand. That's 6 in favor. All those opposed, 0 opposed. The motion stands approved. We now have item D, Mayor's nomination and Council's confirmation of the appointment of Rose Staples to the Urban Redevelopment Agency. Erica? Nope, wrong one. Thank you. Ms. Staples was with us previously. This appeared, I believe, on our December 13th agenda. At that time, council said they didn't have enough time to contact Ms. Staples or to review her application. I put it on the last council meeting, and we again postponed it. So I'm putting her nomination up tonight for the position on the Urban Redevelopment Agency that was previously held by Todd Warner, who's a holdover of that agency. I have Ms. Staples previously lived in the Stone Mountain community. She was very active and involved in her community there. She is a University of Georgia graduate. She would like to get involved here in the city of Snellville. Ms. Staples was not a campaign worker for anyone. I don't think she had campaign signs in her yard. She was simply a citizen that came forward to me and said she'd like to get involved. She has gone on the URA website and looked to see what type of activities they do. She has also talked with me extensively about what her time commitment would be for service on the URA, and she does stand ready to serve now. So I would put her nomination forward to council and call the question. All those in favor of the confirmation of Ms. Rose Staples to the Urban Redevelopment Agency signify by raising your right hand. Seeing no one willing to confirm her nomination does fail. Next is item E, Mayor's nomination and Council's confirmation of the appointment of Penny Smith to the Urban Redevelopment Agency. Again, Ms. Smith was originally on the December 13th meeting. She did attend the council meeting at that time, couldn't be here tonight. This is a picture of Ms. Smith. Ms. Smith is a local attorney. She did have her office here in the city limits of Snellville, but she's moved her office just right outside the city. Ms. Smith's area of specialty in the law is actually, she works with medical providers and with hospitals. And our largest industry here in the city of Snellville is medical services. So Ms. Smith has a wealth of networking with different doctors and hospitals that I believe would be an asset to our Urban Redevelopment Agency, and trying to bring some of those doctors and not hospitals, but medical providers into the city limits of Snellville. So I do put my nomination of, again, I've discussed with Ms. Smith the time commitment and the duties and functions of the URA, and I do put her nomination before the council tonight. With that, all of those in favor of Ms. Smith's confirmation to the appointment of the Urban Redevelopment Agency. This is for the position that has been vacant since the inception of the URA for several years now. All those in favor signify by raising your right hand. Seeing none, Ms. Smith's confirmation to the Urban Redevelopment Agency fails. Item number F, consideration action on reappointment of Todd Warner to the Urban Redevelopment Agency. This is not a mayor's appointment. This is an appointment that council is bringing forward. Who is making this nomination?
Mayor, based on the conversation that I began at the work session, where I said that we needed to relook at the way we appoint to all boards and commissions, tonight I will be removing this appointment or this item from our agenda.
Councilman Witz, I believe that Mr. Powell has previously opined that once an agenda is published, you can't remove your sponsorship from an item. So with that, we'll need to go forward with this item agenda. Mr. Powell, has your opinion on that changed?
Point of order. I believe Mr. Powell's recommendation to, or opinion to us was that as long as the council acquiesced to the decision of the person withdrawing it, that was fine and the same as a vote. Otherwise, we can vote to amend the agenda if we so choose to remove it.
Is that correct? Guys, the city attorney, if that's correct, we don't want to do anything that's not according to Hoyle.
I really don't remember every time you've asked me those agenda amending questions, but the councilperson Bender did state it correctly. That is the correct power of the council to amend the agenda as it sees fit.
Does council have any objection to Councilman Witt's withdrawing his nomination of Todd Warner to the Urban Redevelopment Agency?
No objection.
Okay. We will then move on to item G, Mayor's nomination and Council's confirmation of the appointment of Claudette Forbes to the Snellville Public Arts Commission. Ms. Forbes is here tonight. Ms. Forbes, if you come to the podium for us, please. As you heard, the Snellville Arts Commission is a commission that I founded when I was elected mayor. Unfortunately, we've had 2 resignations from that commission. Shannon Foster tendered her resignation a couple of months ago. She just graduated from college and got engaged, and so she has some other focuses in her life right now. We all understand that. And then Monday, Rhonda Street unfortunately tendered her resignation. Ms. Street was committed to serving on the Arts Commission, but missed Monday's meeting that was held on Martin Luther King Day because she was attending a service for Martin Luther King Day, and then tendered her resignation after receiving an email regarding her absence from that meeting. So we do regret that Ms. Street has tendered her resignation, but with that, we now only have 4 members on our Art Commission. Ms. Forbes, everyone knows Ms. Forbes. Everybody loves Ms. Forbes. You've heard her read her poetry here at council meetings before. She has volunteered for the community garden, for the fall festival, for the farmers market. She is everywhere. She has attended meetings of the Snellville Arts Commission, so she is not only a talented artist herself with her poetry, but she also has been involved in the Arts Commission as just a volunteer. Because the Art Commission only has 4 members and it takes 4 people to have a quorum, I'm putting Ms. Forbes' nomination up tonight for the Art Commission. I believe I've previously put Ms. Forbes up for other board appointments, and council has all agreed that Ms. Forbes is a wonderful woman and an asset to our city, so I'm asking council to support her in this position of Arts Commission. All those in favor of Ms. Forbes, anything you'd like to add to that?
Not really.
Okay.
I didn't stand.
Thank you for your service. We appreciate it. All those in favor of Ms. Forbes' confirmation signify by raising your right hand. Ms. Forbes, I'm sorry, but thank you for continuing to be willing to serve in the city of Snellville. With that, her nomination fails. And that concludes our agenda. We now move on to council reports. Councilman Emanuel.
Last Tuesday, when it was 17 degrees outside, we had an opportunity to pick up 3 pallets of food for the co-op. And Mayor Pro Tem Witz was kind enough to allow me to use his box truck because we needed something with that capacity to carry these 3 pallets, and went and got them. Don James, who is involved with the Police Explorers, works for Hormel, and that was the company that donated the food. So we went down, picked it up, brought it out, and delivered it to the co-op. And it's an awful lot of food, but the need never ends. So if you still have some food you'd like to donate, there are donation places at O'Charlie's up on 124 and at the Public Works Department, and there'll be a few others coming around. United Community Bank also has a donation bin there. So I want to thank Ms. James for arranging that. I want to thank Hormel. Go out and buy some Hormel products. They did a great thing in donating this, and I think we all need to express our thanks because there's still people in need out there. And have a good ride home. Thank you for coming out.
Councilman Kraus.
I have no report this evening, but I just want to thank everyone for being here, and I hope in the future that every council meeting is packed just like it is this evening. Thank you.
Councilman Howard.
How y'all doing out there? Everybody awake? My goodness. Well, get ready. Everybody bring your snowshoes. I hope you did. Couple things real quick. Nothing but positive. Erica, we're going back to pictures. As some of you know, I have a tendency to use pictures from time to time. How many of you have actually seen one of these? And there's various informed combination police car taxi cabs. Anybody? Hands up. I'm not going to ask you how many have ridden in the back of either, okay? So I'm just saying. I've been looking into this concept, and I think that from a marketing standpoint and for just planting the question or the seed with people to make a better decision before they get behind the wheel of a car and drive intoxicated. I think this is an asset that could be used in a lot of different venues in our city and a lot of different places. Right now I'm working with Chief Whitehead, and this car happens to be from the Marietta, one of our local jurisdictions, and someone, I think Captain Perry has spoke to Kennesaw as well about this. We'll have a car coming out of service pretty soon. I've got some contacts that can actually do some of the graphic work and do some things. I think that our Citizens Police Academy Alumni Association can be involved in this. How many of you attended the Citizens Police Academy? Show of hands. I would encourage everybody to try to do that. And it could be another way that we can promote the people to do those kind of things. But I just think it could be a nice asset to our city. So I'm going to move forward with council's blessing to make this a reality, and hope we can get this thing on the road and start using it pretty quick. We're going to continue to do with nothing but private funds, and so it's not really going to have, a cost to the city, if you will. So we're going to step through those things a little bit at a time. So along the lines of public safety, this magazine, we honored Harold Thomas and Charles Coates and Lieutenant Wayne Brown. I think Charles is right back there. Councilman Emanuel and Krause. It was one of the magazines that they actually got the article published in, and it's called the American Police Beat. So our Snellville Police Department continues to shine in a lot of different areas and a lot of different places. So again, I want to thank all of our men and women on the police department, sworn and otherwise civilian, that work hard every day for all of our safety. And I think we would all concur with that. And so I know they don't maybe hear it enough, but our police department, round of applause. And I've had the opportunity to be assigned to the Public Safety Policy Committee downtown with our GMA, our Government Municipal Association. And some of the things that we're going to be talking about with policy and police departments and public safety, one of the things that you don't hear a lot about, it's not a very good thing to hear about, but it's the human trafficking part. And unfortunately, it goes on in all of our cities. So it was an interesting meeting yesterday, so I'll be attending a lot more of those meetings, and I was proud to be a part of that meeting. And we're going to really watch what the state's doing and what we're trying to do with regards to public safety, what's maybe happening or not happening that could impact our public safety department here in the city. So, and one other thing we talked about just a minute ago, talking about boards and applications. Via email, I've contacted all the 4 people that were on the agenda tonight and explained to them my reasons for not voting for anybody at this time with regard to our boards and stuff. Well, quite honestly, here's 76 pages of why I'm not going to bring somebody into that right now. So we got a lot of stuff to get figured out, and I've communicated that with all of them so they know my feelings. It's nothing personal. It's just I think it's the right thing to do, so that's what I'm going to do with it. Other than that, what are we going to do? We're going to what? Shop local. There you go. Everybody drive safe going home.
Councilman Witz.
Okay, I've got a couple things. The first thing is my exciting thing. On February 10th, hell or high water, we are breaking ground for the new memorial, even if it's Barbara. We have a commitment. Even if it's Barbara and I out there with picks, shovels, and wheelbarrows, dirt will be moved in the morning of February 10th. It's been a very, our job is kind of to raise money and do the marketing for it, and I think, Barbara, we're at $63,000. We have $63,000 banked for that memorial, and we have a couple grants that we're still waiting to hear on, which we think will put us over the top. And but we've had a struggle from the time that we said, okay, we're ready, to getting the architect and the contractor on the same page and getting all the capstone and all that stuff worked out. That it's just been grueling. It's been tough. And once it's your baby and you have to give it, turn it over to somebody and then get it, it's not been fun. But anyway, we're past that now. February 10th, ground will be broken. We'll probably have it built by mid-April, and we probably will not, though, light the torch until Memorial Day. And we'll probably have the formal dedication on Memorial Day, but it will be built and visible to the citizens of Snellville by probably mid-April. But I'm really excited about that. Now, two other things. First thing is, you saw us tonight on the when it came to the appointments, that none of the appointments were approved. I got to explain to you where I'm coming from that. I spoke about this in the work session. Currently, on our boards and commissions, we're running about a 35% fallout rate in less than 12 months. People that we put on these boards either are not attending the meetings and are causing problems, like you heard about tonight with the Arts Commission, where they don't have a quorum where they can even hold a meeting, or they don't show up, or they come out for 1 or 2 meetings and they're gone. And the main reason for that is because they don't really know what they're signing up for. Who would? Okay, URA. How many people in this room know what a URA is? How many people know how much time a month that would take? Many times the candidates that we put on those boards don't realize it, and then when they do, either it's something they're not interested in, or it's just too much time of their commitment. The president of the URA, the chairman of the URA, came to me at the last meeting he had and brought up something that I just thought had a lot of merit. He said that he would like to be able to screen the people for his board, invite them to a meeting, let them understand exactly what that board does, and then let him vet the candidates and present to the mayor and council a group of people that he knows are committed to serving on that board. That certainly makes more sense to me than putting people on a board and then them being there for 6 months and not having a board that can't hold a meeting because it doesn't have a quorum, or in a strife because people aren't showing up at the meetings. So we're having a retreat this weekend, and one of the items that I'd like on the agenda is the fact that let's look at that. When applications come in, rather than coming directly to the mayor and council, let them go to the boards that those people have applied for. And let the boards, the chairman and the people of those boards, talk to those people, let them vet them. They're the ones that know best how much time is taken for that commission. They know how much of a commitment they need, and they can find out from those people if they're willing or not to do that. It just makes sense. So that's why tonight I didn't go forward with moving forward. And there's one more thing I'd like to do. Last week, 2 weeks ago, we had a meeting, and during the public, everybody hear me? During the public portion, we heard a lot of misconceptions. We heard that we're not open to minorities, that we turn away minorities, and my grandfather was an immigrant Welsh miner. He told me once, Tom, liars never figure and figures never lie. So what I did is I went back over the last 12 months, 2013. Light that up for me, please. I hope you can see that. But basically, we started with. Oh, that's great. We can slide this down a little bit? Okay, we'll do it. Okay. As you can see, we started, the first nomination was on February 11th. And by the way, all these are taken directly off the official city minutes. They're open to all of you to go look at and verify. I stand here telling you that I spent hours doing this. It's correct. But please, if you doubt that, I certainly urge you to go and verify. We started February 11th. We had one nomination that went 6-0. February 25th, we had 3. They went 6-0. On April 8th, and you'll see over to the right there where it says council, there was 2. They went 4-2. One was someone to get back on the planning board, and another one. These were open for more than 60 days, and the mayor never made a recommendation. So the council did, so that we could get that board up and running. On April 23rd, we had 2, went 6-0. On June 10th, we had 6 people that were appointed to go back on the board, it's a reappointment. The previous council, as well as this council, has always stated that if we have people that are working on a board, doing their job, and willing to continue on that board, that we're going to reappoint them. We don't have to worry about whether they're going to show up or not. We don't have to worry about whether they know what they're supposed to be doing or not. These are people that have been on boards, have proven themselves. There's no complaint from anybody about them. So if they're on the board, they should be reapproved. We did that for 6. Come down to the 7th one, excuse me, the 6th one was Claudette Forbes. And she was denied that position. If you see there, it was because the position was not vacant. Ms. Forbes was being was put up by the mayor against a member of that committee that had been on the committee about 8 years. Council felt that that woman had done her service, meets her meetings, does the right thing, she should remain on that board. But what we did do is we recommended that Ms. Forbes be put on the URA. On August 12th, Ms. Forbes was nominated for the URA and was approved 6-0. There was a technical problem with that vote. It was recommended that the vote be retaken. The mayor was asked to put Ms. Forbes back up for nomination. It has not been done to this day. Ms. Forbes has never been recommended again for the URA. Again, please, you can verify all this stuff. And then finally, on October 28th, you can see there was 2 more votes, both 4-2. Those were council votes where the open over 60 days, and they were both people who had served on that board for many years. Now, over that year, a total of 11 different people were brought forward by Mayor Couch for appointment or reappointment. 5 of those people were women, 6 of them were men. 53% men, back, 5 were men, 6 were women, I'm sorry, backwards. 53% men, 47% women. As far as nationality, there were 7 whites, 4 minorities. That's not turning away minorities in the city. Just the facts. One gentleman said, Mr. Warren said, it's perception. This is reality. This is reality. We don't turn anybody away because of their skin color. Their qualifications are people who are already on boards who are doing a good job. I am very welcoming to anybody in this city, and I speak the rest of the members of this council. Do not drink the Kool-Aid. There it is in black and white. 62% white, 4% women. Thank you.
Councilwoman Bender.
I have no report, but thank you all for coming out tonight.
Okay, that brings us into our mayor's report.